have my own.
Your own what?
I have my own everything, my own house, my own car, everything. But
26 years. I don't know what's wrong with your microphone. You got Bluetooth or something? What the fuck, man? Can you plug in a headphone or something? Or use notifications or something to get you?
yeah, I can get a FaceTime call, but they obviously stopped calling me because they obviously know I'm on live. That's why they called me 18 times, which is annoying. So, I don't know what I am. But anyways, keep going, Kevin.
So
I'm
you're a
here to obviously.
stockbroking, you're a stock trading flight attendant.
I sure am. Can you believe it?
And you think
Good generation. They're
right,
making.
right. You're making so much money that you think that 10% of the people that fly on the planes you live on, 10% of men earn $400,000 a person in first class.
Absolutely. All the guys that in first class are definitely making that type of money. They have to. There's
You don't
no
know what the fuck is going on with them.
there's no way. Them first class flights are at least $2,000 to $4,000. And if you're doing that on a weekend, you have to
You don't know what's going on.
okay, so
I tried. I mean, I'm looking at you. I'm just like, you believe what the hell you want to believe.
why are you telling me to just believe anything then? That like
I
that
don't care what you believe.
that's gonna lose me.
No. See, what we know over here, what you think's going on is we can prove what y'all doing. It's because you sit around and think that you can look at somebody in first class and know what they're making. You think that 10% of men in this country earn almost $500,000 a year. chance.
I haven't been to Maldives.
Okay, that is nothing for him.
Okay, no, on a serious note though, yeah, I haven't had sex with a lot of men. I haven't had any kids. No man can really just be out here being like, oh, like, just running the streets, and nobody can say that about me. They can't say I'm a hoe. They can't say that.
Hey, ma'am, you've already stressed that you haven't had kids and your body count, according to you, is low. What else?
And I come from a structured home. I come from a place.
What does it have to do? What you grew up have to do with him?
I come from a healthy household. Like, I know how to be a supportive person. I know how to be a nurturing wife. I know how to.
What was your last relationship?
Why? What? Oh my God, that's personal. Okay. June.
How long did that relationship last?
A year.
Who ended it?
I did.
Why?
He was a cheater.
And what about the relationship before that one?
Cheater.
How long did that last?
3 years.
And he cheated on you from day one?
I have no clue. Probably.
So why didn't you move?
Shoot, they all want to get married now, but it's
No. If you're such a nurturing, loving person with 3 years, why didn't y'all get married?
I don't know. That's the question I would have to ask him.
Right. So just like a former job, if I asked people at your former job what kind of employee were you, if I asked about how they experienced you, they would tell you,
They would say I have a slick mouth because I stay happy.
That's right.
Oh, okay. So I gotta keep my mouth shut.
You don't have to do nothing. You be exactly what you want to be. And alone. You don't have to be anything. You don't want to be without a slick mouth, just like, see, a lot of women have like slick mouths. You know, it's like the restaurant where we used to be. I could be slick mouth all night, but she had a cat. Okay, what else though?
Wow.
A stock trader, a slick mouth stock trader flight attendant.
With the cat.
And it sounds cute at 26 and they're gonna look too good at 46.
I know. That's why you're supposed to be educating me, Kevin.
I'm not supposed to do anything. I'm educating the public on this is the problem.
Okay, so we've
You didn't come in here in good faith, man. So I'm not supposed to do anything. No, you didn't. If you did, I wouldn't know you did. Because if you did, I'd be different. You didn't come in here with good faith. So I'm using, because if you want me to educate you, book a session. Because the way you came in here,
is there anything you wished you had learned in school or want to still learn?
What was first, dinosaur or water or trees?
Yeah, water was there from the beginning of
In
things.
space.
In space, water is in space. We got water because hydrogen and oxygen are both common in the universe. Put them together to make H2O. You got that one for free. Next came trees, then came dinosaurs.
Okay.
And the cool part is there's a time when we had trees but no microbes to digest the wood. So a tree would grow, fall over, and die, and there'd be nothing for it to decompose. We are so accustomed to seeing the fallen tree in the forest that is crumbling back to soil. There's a point where that did not happen. All the trees accumulated, and there was an entire layer in the geologic strata called the Carboniferous era. All the vegetation collapsed and did not decompose. And out of that Carboniferous era, we get our coal.
I'm glad you just said this because fossil fuels means buried. It doesn't mean dinosaur.
We used to think that, but it's mostly from vegetation. From vegetation that never decomposed. And the dinosaurs that are still around, they're called birds.
That's true, right?
By the way, trees are not the oldest things around. Sharks are older than trees.
Wow.
So, yeah. Stegosaurus predates T-Rex by more than T-Rex predates us.
So Stegosaurus is like the old man of the dinosaurs. Let's show some respect, T-Rex. Are we living in a simulation?
I am not as convinced as other people are. I give an argument. I call it the inanity defense. Every computer we've ever programmed to do any task at all is vastly more logical than we have ever been. Vastly more sensible. Vastly more traceable. The causes and effects of what it does. So, if we're a simulation, someone would have to program the computer for its characters to make completely irrational, stupid decisions that we make every day of our lives. And who would do that? That's all I'm saying. So I'm thinking a simulated universe, all of its life forms would be way more logical and rational than any evidence humans have ever given.
The inanity is far more interesting. So if you're a designer, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, but you wouldn't need to do it to this depth. I mean, you throw in a few irrational players, but at the extent, the breadth, and the depth of which it appears, clearly no computer was involved.
No computer can read this face. They can't. What would you hear if you're in the nothingness of space?
You hear Darth Vader? That was a bad Darth Vader, sorry. You hear nothing. There's no medium to communicate sound from any place in space in 200 years. So what you get to hear are things inside your body.
Right.
So I was in the quietest place on Earth, and it is a room at Bell Telephone Laboratories in Northern New Jersey. Every bit of sound that would be exterior to the room doesn't get in, and any sound that you make is completely deadened against the walls. You're not even standing on a floor, you're standing on a mesh that is equidistant between a ceiling and a floor, which is also made of specially designed acoustic material. I'm standing in there, and I started hearing blood pumping through my ear canal.
Wow. Are you sure you weren't having a stroke? Being from New York and for the first time hearing absolutely nothing.
So at the end of the day, allow me to say there's no such thing as the sound of silence.
Oh man, Simon and Garfunkel hates you right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
How old do you think our star really is? Is it lying about its age? I mean, most stars lie about the age.
All the evidence we have tells us that our star is about 4.5 to 4.6 billion years old, slightly older than Earth's lunar system, and we expect it to live another 5 billion years in good health.
I cannot wrap my head around time dilation. Can you please explain it to me?
We have two coordinates that define us, where we are in space and where we are in time. If you were sitting your butt in one place, you are moving forward in time, but you're stationary in space. If you are a speed of light, you are moving forward in space, but you're stationary in time. Time does not tick for light. If you are anything in between those two extremes, there'll be a combination of your space changing and your time changing, the rate at which time ticks, because both of those matter to figure out where everything is and where it's going in the universe.
Okay.
And so the GPS satellites, for example, they're in a different place. They're farther away from Earth's gravity, so their space-time diagram means time ticks more slowly for them than it does for us. So when they tell you what time it is, we have to correct it with an Einsteinian equation so that the time you get on Earth's surface matches what everybody else is using.
That's amazing.
It's completely amazing. Einstein changed the cosmic perspective.
Do we live in or on the Earth?
Before 1968, if you said draw Earth, people would draw a globe and they would draw oceans and they draw the continents.
Correct.
Nobody drew clouds. Until 1968, with Apollo 8, went to the moon, looked back, took a picture of the Earth, and there it was. As only nature intended you to see. Oceans, land, clouds. Since then, nobody draws Earth without clouds. So, I declare, by authority vested in me, by the universe, and most specifically by the cosmic perspective, if they want to say we live in the Earth, I'm all for it. And by the way, Earth's atmosphere is to Earth as the skin of an apple is to the apples.
That's just terrible. I mean, the way we treat the atmosphere, that's why I say it's terrible.
Oh, yeah, right.
Are there time machines? Do you think we will be able to time travel?
Stephen Hawking held a party for all time travelers in the future. And he said, if you're a time traveler, we'll expect you to show up right in front of me. And if he summons you, then you got to show up, right? Because it's Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
Nobody appears. So, that could mean that a time machine will never be invented in the future. Or it's invented, but there's a law of physics that prevents you from going back in time just because of the risks involved. There could be some, as Hawking suggested, a time travel conjecture that says you can't travel back in time, but if you do, you'll have no access to any world line that you ever touched. Because if you somehow trip up your grandmother, then your mother is never born, your father's never born, and then you're never born. and then you would not have been alive to go back to trip them up. Yeah, no, we think no time machine.
As quickly and succinctly as possible, please explain quantum physics in a simple way.
Well, all I can say is as you look to smaller and smaller things in the universe, whole other laws that dictate what they do and how they do it kick in. And so quantum physics is the theory of the small. It describes atoms, molecules, subatomic particles. And if you get larger and larger, those laws still apply, but they get averaged out, and we get what's called classical physics. So we need it to understand atoms and molecules, and there is no information technology without an exploitation of the quantum. It's a fundamental part of what we consider modern civilization.
There you go. Lightening it up.
Lightning round, I answer in sound bites.
Why do I see myself inverted when I look in the mirror?
What's actually happening is you are being reflected through a line that goes through the center of your body. So your nose gets reflected to the other side of your nose, your cheeks go to the other side, and everything starts here and moves through the mirror and shows up on the other side. So reflection is not what you think it is. You're actually recreating yourself through the mirror with these reflections.
Time travel paradoxes?
The funny thing about paradoxes is that there aren't any. The paradox is a paradox to you because you haven't really calculated it correctly. The time travel paradox is I send you off and you're moving at a high speed and I see that your time is ticking slowly. Whereas you don't know that because it's just your clock and your heart rate, and as far as you're concerned, everything is normal. But you see me on Earth receding away from you with my time ticking slowly. So how can we both see each other's time ticking slowly? It's because when you come back, you lose that effect. So I can send you away, but when you slow down, turn around, and come back, that changes your relationship to me in the universe. You're the one that's accelerating, not I, in this. And the one who's accelerating will feel the effects of the time dilation relative to me. So it's a matter of do you slow down, turn around, and come back. And to do so, you decelerated and accelerated, and that changes the game.
Please explain nuclear energy quickly and well.
I love it. I love it. Oh, no room for me to mess up here, right? Energy, it is an entity that has the capacity to do work. You can store the energy to do work later. Like if you have a hot pack and it's just room temperature until you sprain your knee, they slap it on the ground and shake it and jiggle it. That releases chemical energy that had been bound into the molecules themselves. Well, inside the nucleus, there's also energy. If you break apart some nuclei, it'll release energy. And that's all nuclear energy is. The energy contained in a nucleus. As opposed to chemical energy, which is the energy contained in the molecules.
Does every star belong to a galaxy, or are there also lonely stars?
Okay, we have a word for them called vagabond stars.
Yeah.
Could there also be vagabond planets? We think some planets, when they're trying to